Welcome to the Scarlet Faithful podcast. I'm Aaron Brightman, and it's my pleasure to welcome to this episode Rutgers guard Noah Fernandes, new to the program, transferring in this offseason. Noah, thanks so much for taking time to be here.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot, fam.
So excited to have you on the team for this coming season. Wanted to ask you, you committed pretty early in the offseason back in April. What was the whole process like for you in terms of transferring to Rutgers, making that decision, and kind of what the whole offseason's been like for you?
It was tough for me, because you know, like everybody kind of knows, I'm a father, and that was like a big part, of my decision of where I was gonna go and where would be the best fit for me. And when I came to campus, and started talking to Coach Pikes and Coach Thompson, B Knight, Larkin, Scott, everybody, VD, it was just like everybody was great people, and that was really the thing I really wanted. My last year was to be around like great group of people, and have some fun playing the game of basketball. Win some games, of course. So that was definitely the biggest piece for me. And Pike's a big family guy, so I knew he and the staff, would take care of me, and look out for me, in that aspect with my family. So just being around great people and them caring about my family, that was like huge for me. And obviously, we're competitors, we want to win, and that was another big part in my decision for sure.
And what has that transition? Congratulations, by the way, being a father. I am as well. And what has that whole transition been like for you, just in terms of becoming a father while you're in college, in terms of as a player, your perspective on things? Do you take certain losses as hard? I guess what's your whole mindset, and has it given you almost greater purpose now when you're on the court?
Yeah, it's definitely motivating, very motivating. It's challenging, but like my girlfriend Kaya like is like the best mom ever. Like she holds it down. Like when I'm at the gym and stuff and doing my thing, but like just kind of managing your time and having different priorities than you've had kind of growing up. Like the video games kind of got to relax a little bit, and stuff like that. You got to try and spend more time with your family. Is and with your son. So it's been tough, like trying to balance that, and getting used to sort of like my new approach like every day. But it's fun, and it's been a blessing for sure.
Has Pikel made a recruiting pitch to your son yet?
Oh yeah, he said class of 40 something, whatever. He's like, but
And also, just in terms of you coming to Rutgers, obviously it's been a pretty interesting and busy off season for the program. Players coming and going. Guys that you thought you might be playing with are no longer here. You've had some new guys come in. What has that been like for you? And just being an older guy, kind of integrating into a new program.
yeah, it was obviously some surprises, and but I think just throughout the basketball season, that's how things go. You got to adapt to everything and different situations. So I think the best part though has been our trip to Portugal and Africa. I think like especially for me because like I said, just like balancing my time and trying to be home and at the gym. Just when I was able to be on that trip with those guys, I got to finally hang out with them, chill with them, have a good time, and we really been bonding. So I think we have a really good group, and I think it's going to be a very special year.
And talking about the trip overseas, just in terms of the experience off the court, you spoke about getting closer with the team, but just in terms of how much did you know about it coming to Rutgers, in terms of what that trip was going to be like, and how much do you feel like you personally and also the team got out of it?
Yeah, they coach had mentioned the trip maybe a couple times, but I wasn't really sure like what we were gonna do. I knew we were definitely gonna play some games. I didn't really know what we are gonna be doing on a daily basis or whatever, but just being able to see those places and you know it gives you a really crazy perspective just on life, And I think when you experience that with a group of people, you guys, will always kind of, I think, just work from that perspective. Like when you're in the gym, when you guys are together, you guys kind of always have that in the back of your minds. And I think for us that was big. And coming back, it's been fun. We've been working real hard, uh, and we're getting ready.
And just in terms of getting to play with the guys for the first time in a somewhat of a game environment, what was that like? And just in terms of getting that for you also getting back onto the court for the first time in terms of a game environment since last season.
Yeah, it was super fun to finally, you're at practice every day, at workouts, you're competing against your teammates all the time. So it was good for us, to play together and go at another group. I think that was really fun. And for me, I hadn't played since December, in a real game. So I was just super excited, a little nervous out there a little bit, but it was fun. It was fun for sure.
And wanted to ask you about that injury. Obviously, you ended your season short last year at UMass. Just talk about what that injury was like and just your recovery process and where you're at now.
Yeah, so I kind of was like diagnosed with a sprain at first, and I tried to play like a couple weeks after, but I couldn't. I think I played like 3 games and I was done sometime in January,
Mhm.
and it was actually kind of a blessing because my son was born in February, and so while I was like sitting there healing up, I got to be there, for my girl, and then be there for, just be there with my son for, the first few months before we were kind of figuring out like what I was gonna be doing. So it was definitely challenging, but I had a bunch of time to recover, and I had surgery on my wrist last summer, so it gave me a little time to work on that. And right now, shout out to Rich and VD, man, because they do a great job, with my body and stuff like that. So, you know, I feel super healthy, and I just give props to the Rutgers staff for that for sure.
And the injury that kept you out the rest of the season, was that a lower leg injury?
Yeah, it was. I had 3 hairline fractures in my foot.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, was that also? I guess how much did they talk to you about that recovery process? In terms of working with the medical staff when you were considering where to transfer to.
Yeah, I mean, everybody obviously was questioning, like my health and how I was gonna be able to get through next year. And me, just I've knock on wood, I've never been one to really get hurt like that. And like I'm always tough it out. What I'm saying, if I could play. So I obviously it was a concern. Some coaches and some staffs, but for me, I'm not really worried about that. I'm just trying to put in the work, stay on top of my recovery and my treatment, and then just wherever it goes from there, it is what it is.
So I agree that the Rutgers staff is as good as there is in terms of medical and also coaching. So I'm very happy you chose Rutgers. Uh, in terms of your game, I love watching you on film. Just I feel like you're a very instinctual player, and you have a lot of confidence in your decision making. I guess did that come naturally to you, or is that something that you developed a feel for the game as you've played more and more in your career?
Yeah, I think just playing and watching a lot of film, watching the game, talking to people that played at a higher level, stuff like that. Just because I think if you approach the game, like willing to learn, I think that's really the only way that you could get any better. And there's so many people you could learn from, you know, wherever you're at, whatever team, high school, whatever level, college. I always just tried to, soak all that information in. And I think just over the time playing and kind of using those tips, I think I've, developed like a pretty good feel for the game. And, I try and work hard, to give me some confidence, and, um, just go out there, try and do what I could do.
So I mean, you really are a dual threat in terms of being able to create your own shot, but you do a really good job of creating shots for your teammates as well. How excited are you to play with certain guys like Cliff down low with his athleticism, and then you have a couple natural shooters and Gavin and Andre, and I guess how do you feel the current roster fits with how your style of play is?
Oh no, it's gonna be super fun. Those guys are gonna make me look really good. Seriously, because just everybody. You got Cliff, you got Wolf, you got Derek and J Mike in transition. You got Gavin, Oscar, Dre. We got a bunch of guys. So I just think it's gonna be. I think we want to play fast. I think we're just gonna be really fun to watch, and it's a lot of hard work going into it, but I think it's definitely gonna be worth it.
Yeah, and for Rutgers fans, obviously, that it is a change with the idea of playing fast, the way this team has played tempo wise and previously. But you seem to fit perfectly into that new style. How much of that was an adjustment did you feel like for the whole team, overseas? Because I know that was a big focus and learning how to play that style. And is it, how hard is it to kind of become that in practice versus, actually needing to play real games to be able to develop that kind of change in style?
Yeah, I think it really fits us well though. So
Mhm.
it's like when we practice it and we practice it. I think when we were playing together, I think we were playing pretty fast. We were playing at a pretty good tempo, but I think we all want to just put that pressure on teams and really really get in that shape to where we could play really fast and hopefully wear teams down on both ends of the floor.
And obviously, you're a veteran guy. Andre Hyatt, is in his 6th year as well, and then you have Austin Williams who's coming in. Uh, how has it been in terms of you three being the veteran guys, but also two of you being new, and the program kind of undergoing some changes with leadership, and how has that kind of fit your own kind of leadership style and how you feel you've integrated with the younger players?
I think it's just developing those relationships at first,
Mhm.
because me, I don't think I could sit there and try and get somebody to do like what they need to do if I don't really know them and we don't have that relationship. Like we gotta know each other. We gotta be really cool. We gotta be homies first, and then I think just leading by example. I don't think all the time a leader has to yell and scream. Obviously you need that on every team, but I think sometimes just doing the right thing and playing hard. I think that's the best way to lead. So I think people follow that, and that's just what I try and do every day. I'm not really a yeller and a screamer. I do try and bring positive energy. I practice and stuff like that, but I just try and do the right thing and lead by example.
And I had Derek Simpson on over the summer, and it was pretty early into workouts, but he had just talked about building a relationship with you. Obviously, he's a younger guy that is going to be a big part of this team. What's it been like playing with him in the backcourt, and what do you foresee for him going into this season?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be super super good for us. He's super fast. He's shooting it really well this year. And more importantly, he's a really cool kid. He's funny. He's a great teammate. So that's what I like about him the most. He's obviously a special player, but he's a great teammate. So that's even better.
And just in terms of being at Rutgers now, and obviously school being underway, what's it just been like in terms of the change of being at a big school, and obviously the buzz that goes with that, and I guess football games and all that in terms of the overall experience.
Yeah, I mean, it takes me like 20 more minutes to get to the gym now. So I, but yeah, no, it's cool. It's great. I love it. It was different. Being in the city. I didn't grow up in the city. UMass wasn't really in the city. Wichita was in the city, but not like this one. So it's different, but I'm enjoying it a lot. I think it's gonna be a great experience for me. I'm just excited for the rest of the year.
Well, Noah, if you ever want to bond with Rutgers alums, you just complain about the bus line and taking the buses from campus. That'll certainly get people to talk to you.
Nah, literally, that's I had a conversation with somebody today about the buses.
So just in terms of this season, obviously making an adjustment to the Big Ten, uh, that level of play, the physical nature. I guess, are you looking forward to that? Do you feel like you have to make any adjustments in your game?
Yeah, definitely. I think, the size is a big difference, from the A10 to the Big Ten. Um, I think, and that changes a lot of things, getting your shot off, passing lanes, getting to the rim, it's a lot of different things. So, I think it's just a lot of work and it's a lot of practice that, you got to put in, to prepare for those things. And, at practice, obviously, we have a really, really solid team defensively. So, I get to, it's challenging there. So I think it's just a lot of work that has to be put in and adjust.
And is there
Yeah, it's
anything
definitely some things that you have to change about your game for sure.
being in the Big Ten now, playing against some great programs and some of the best arenas in college basketball? How excited are you for that experience?
Oh no, I can't wait. Purdue and even just playing at the rack, man, I can't wait for that. And obviously, one of my Ricky Harris from UMass is at Maryland now, so
Mhm.
I can't wait to play against them. That's gonna be fun. Um, my man Boo Booey, Northwestern, so I can't wait to play against him. It's gonna be Tyson Walker. It's gonna be fun. I'm super excited. Just working real hard. Trying to prepare myself for those games.
And last question for you, just in terms of it being your last season, what are your goals for yourself, and what are the goals for this, and what do you think that this team can ultimately achieve?
For myself, I think my last year, I just want to go out there every night and give it my all. Just not leave anything, in the tank. And I think for us, we definitely want to get back to that dance. I definitely want to get there, and we want to do some damage when we get in there. So, I think those are our goals. I think that's what we're working towards every day. Um, and we're building that confidence, to get there for sure.
Rutgers point guard Noah Fernandes. Noah, really appreciate your time. Excited to have you with the program and can't wait to see you on the court this year.
No, I appreciate it, my man.
All right, thank you.